We know that you were born magical. We know that you are intuitive, and we know that you are brimming with everyday enchantment. Here at the Sisters Enchanted, we believe in intention, we believe in intuition, and we believe in everyday magic. Welcome in to the Expedition to Soul podcast.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Expedition to Soul podcast. Speaking of which, we have our live round of Expedition to Soul coming up really soon. So be sure to head over to expeditiontosoul.com and make sure you sign up for our live 5-day adventure. Pack your quest packs, get a snack, and really get ready to dive into some shadow work, some goodness, some growth. It's a great time of year to do Expedition to Soul. As we've been talking about the last couple of weeks, it's springtime, it's growing, it's time to set intentions. So head on over to expeditiontosoul.com and join us for our 5-day adventure. Yes.
I look forward to it every time. It's just so good.
I know, I learn something new every time. It's
like I do. Yeah, I always do it along, like, as well as being involved and presenting bits and pieces. I always do it myself, and it's always a new quest every time. So I'm excited for what I'm going to find out again, where I'm going to go. Yes. Yeah. And it'll be my first Expedition to Soul here.
Yeah.
Well, having not my first, but my first being really settled. So I'm looking forward to, and in the summer I'm looking forward to like doing some real questing to find some new areas of the beach.
I love it. I love it. So speaking of, well, springtime, the beach, it's getting ready. What does the sky, the stars, the planets, what do they have in store for us this week?
Right, well, hold on to your hats because we've got fiery, willful Mars is conjunct with Saturn. And Saturn is that great, like, school teacher that's like, what have you done? Have you met your responsibilities? No? Okay, well, what are you going to do about that one then? So this could be quite frustrating because Mars just wants action, just wants to go for things, wants to just be motivated. But Saturn is just like, slow down. What's the impact of your behavior? So that can cause, when the two planets are close together and working with each other, that can cause us a little bit of frustration. So my 3 tips are: avoid frustration and anger by channeling that energy into something physical or creative. We talked right at the very beginning of Aries season about how, and Aries, of course, is Mars's sign, about how to channel this kind of frustration side of Mars into something like activity and creativity. Like, I feel like splashing some bright color paint around. So channel that energy, channel your frustrations into something physical or creative. Number 2, be patient with others, because remember, we say this a lot in these podcasts, that we often think, oh yeah, this is all about me, it's all about me, it's all about how I'm feeling, how the planets are impacting me. But remember, other people are being affected by the same energy. So where if they might be being a little bit extra frustrated, so just be a little bit patient with people if they're venting frustrations, because you can understand where it's coming from. And also take the opportunity to really slow down and think about the consequences of your actions. Like, Saturn tells us to do that for a reason. And so maybe all this kind of Aries energy has made us go a little bit, like, the fire has been getting a little bit out of control. So maybe we need Saturn to come along and just say, hang on, just slow down. What's the consequences here? Like, are you veering off what you should be doing? Are you, has that exciting idea just taken you way away from things that you're responsible for, and you're not meeting your responsibilities because of that exciting thing that you're doing? So I think that we can actually embrace Saturn here as well.
Yes, just, fun fact, fun information. Insert is that Saturn is one of the big gas giants in the planet. It's air, it's like expansive, just like Jupiter. Whereas like Jupiter is expansion and abundance and kind of seems to always ever increase expansion. Saturn is the same kind of planet, but then it goes and has the ring around it. And that ring helps contain that. It's like putting a little belt on it to say, like, you can't have expansion without having some like consideration and focus, which is really neat, I think, how to remember Saturn, that it wants to expand, but it has expansion with restrictions.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, you have to come back in order to grow a little bit, which is really interesting with all you said this week, is that I picked 2 court cards this week, 2 pages. First, the page of materials, which is the page, it would be the Page of Pentacles. This is the Muse Tarot. I'm sorry, my light is making that like super duper bright. And then also the Page of Inspiration, which is the Page of Wands. And what I think is really interesting about this is that Sarah's talking about that Aries energy that wants to go, 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 which would be very Page of Wands, like go, without, again, like I said, without restrictions. This would be passion and creativity and movement, but sporadic. And maybe there's a plan, maybe there's not, maybe there's like a seedling, but not like a focused direction. And then the Page of Materials would come in and be like, whoa, slow down. It's kind of Saturn-esque. Slow down. Let's take a moment to grow. You know, like we want everything to grow and to be beautiful and uniform and not as erratic, maybe. So with these 2 energies coming together, I feel like it's just that time to say, like, yes, there's lots of creation coming, there's lots of ideas, there's lots of expansion happening, there's fire happening, there's ideas, we're kind of in forward moving movement, because I can speak. And springtime will do that to us too. It'll wake us up. It'll make us want to purge everything, sometimes bite off more than we can chew. You know, we're going to garden, we're going to purge, we're going to do all these things and have all these ideas. And then the Page of Materials, just like Saturn, kind of comes in and says, okay, maybe one thing at a time. You know, maybe we shouldn't move so fast so that we don't make mistakes, or because we're not sure, because we have Page energy here. This is very not certain, not mature, not focused, and that they're kind of can come together to be like, okay, maybe we don't have a 100% idea of what we want to do here, but we need to focus a little bit so that we can have that inspiration be lit up, so that we can actually make something happen here. So these 2 pages are kind of coming in to be like, hey, yes, there's lots happening here, but restrictions, you know, let's honor Saturn right now coming in and saying, like, hey, Aries fire, you need to sit down for a second, take some grounding time and get refocused, recharged, and have movement with purpose and not unfocused. So that's kind of what that's feeling like this week.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. So yeah, definitely. Perhaps maybe like just have that little check on yourself, like where you're directing all this Aries and like Mars type energy. Are you directing it in the right places? Are you wasting any of it? Are you do you just need, have you gone so far down a path without really making the plans, and you're about to like hit something that's gonna like, oh, I should have planned for this, and now I'm gonna have to backtrack and like pack my bag in a different way or make my plans in a different way. So yeah, this is a really good week just to take that little rain check, just like, not really rain check, that's a cancel, isn't it? Take that little moment just to sort of like gather yourself in and make sure that you haven't forgot anything along the way.
It's a don't burn out moment.
Yes,
you know? Don't burn out. Stop. Have a glass of water. Hydrate. Don't burn out. And just recalibrate.
Yeah.
And oftentimes that's what Saturn calls for us to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to, you know, be responsible. Even in moments where you're go, 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 you have to stop and recalibrate, take responsibility, set the path moving forward, and then go forward, so that you don't burn things down around you, which would be the next step in Wands. You'd go to Page tonight, and the Knight would, if it doesn't stop and think, the Knight would just burn it all down while trying to save the day.
Yes, absolutely.
So those are your tidbits for this week, what's happening astrologically, and your tarot reading for this week. And like I said, we are gearing up to head out on another expedition to Soul, just like the name of our here glorious podcast. So head over to expeditiontosoul.com and sign up and join us for our 5-day adventure to self.
Yeah.
So thank you, Sarah, so much for being here with me today.
Thank you.
And we'll see you all next week.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.